Good morning, this is Rich Nelson with Allendale. This is May 9th, 2014, a special report day discussion here as far as USDA's monthly supply demand report. What's unique about this report is this includes both old crop revisions, the grain we're still using right now, which is in the bins, as well as the USDA's first look at potential new crop numbers for corn, soybeans, and wheat. We've got a lot of things to discuss here, so let's just jump right in here. As far as corn, last month USDA had brought old crop ending stocks down to 1.331 billion bushels. But the trade had expected some declines yet again here going into this report due to some good usage we've had here for some categories. As far as usage, some very big surprises here on today's report for old crop corn. They raised exports by a very, very strong 200 million bushels here. Now, as far as other categories, they also increased ethanol by 50 million bushels. The ethanol side was a little surprise for us. We thought that USDA would wait until the June EPA announcement as far as the 2014 renewable fuel standard. They offset a part of this very large jump in demand with a small 15 million bushel decline for other industrial, which is not broken out here. So as a whole, we did see old crop ending stocks drop from 1.331 to only 1.146. So we've got a 1.1 billion bushel old crop stock estimate right now. Pretty darn tight, and that sounds very bullish. However, USDA made some changes there as far as the overall discussion with new crop numbers here. Keep in mind with new crop, USDA used the March planting number, 91.7 million bushels, or 91.7 million acres. That was expected. One thing which was a surprise for us here was that USDA did not adjust their trend yield estimate here with planting progress. In each of the past 5 late planting years, just like this, USDA dropped their initial yield estimate here due to planting problems here. This time they did not. They left it at 165.3. So we have a very large crop, 13.9 billion bushels on the books for right now. New crop ending stocks rising from this year's old crop of 1.1 now are rising to 1.7 billion bushels here. So some bearish implications here for this. As far as the world side of things here, they have world ending stocks on the old crop going from 168 million tons up to 182 million tons. So yes, old crop numbers very bullish sounding here, but this trade is having some big caution now, especially with the USDA throwing it in their face, and we have a very large supply coming down the pipeline. Now, as far as soybeans, they did make some changes which do fit into what we would expect here. USDA recognized the fact that we have very good exports and very good crush. Yes, we've got cancellations for exports going on, but guess what? We actually need a few more cancellations here in order to justify their original export number. As it stands for this month's change, they added about 10 million bushels to their old crop crush estimate here. They added 20 million bushels to their old crop export estimate here. But we said before that USDA is going to do their darn best to try and minimize these changes on the demand side. And they did just that here. They raised imports from 65 million bushels up to 90. So they raised imports. Also, got to point out they did drop residual use a little bit as well. One of those categories which we don't really get good numbers on here. So as a whole, old crop ending stocks declined from 135 down to 130. That does fit into what the trade was expecting here. Now, as far as new crop issues on the world side, or new crop issues on the U.S. side here, new crop, we've got a 3.6 billion bushel crop. That's over this past year's 3.3. And we've got new crop ending stocks rising to 330. So we're now going to transfer from 130 million bushels old crop, which, yes, is a tight number, to a very large 330 million bushels lined up here. And keep in mind, this is before any changes for acreage. Allendale and much of the grain trade does feel USDA will be adding anywhere from 1 to 3 million extra acres once they do the resurvey in June for soybeans. So 330, kind of a bearish number here, but it probably will get larger once you figure in more acreage on the June acreage report. As far as the world side of things here, USDA suggests we're going to go from a 67 million ton ending stock for this current old crop year up to a record 82 million ton number for new crop. So this is now giving us a bearish issue, not just on the new crop U.S. side, but also new crop world side. As far as wheat goes, USDA did make some changes here, but really as far as old crop wheat goes, very minor changes, 588 to 583 million bushels for old crop ending stocks. They do have some numbers which do suggest another decline for the new crop wheat picture, only 540 million bushels here. Keep in mind these numbers are not considered extremely tight or on the world basis here or on a wheat basis here. These are simply less than average here. As far as the new crop discussion here, USDA did suggest hard red winter wheat at 946 million bushels. That was lower than our own estimate here of 771 here. So 746 million bushels, still a little higher than last year's hard red winter wheat, because our problem is actually not as bad as last year's problem in the plains for the major drought. Soft red winter at 447 million bushels. So as a whole, we do have USDA respecting tight new crop problems here with our current drought. However, on a world basis, world wheat stocks going from 187 million tons for old crop, 187 million tons for new crop. So as far as wheat goes, not a major change in its major picture right now, even after reflecting the changes we have for the U.S. Hard red winter problems here. So as a whole, today's report certainly will be a big discussion point for the trade through this next week and a week and a half. In fact, key issues for us: very tight, very bullish sounding old crop corn. However, even considering those changes, what looks like to be an approaching to a burdensome level for new crop corn. As far as soybeans, the decline in ending stocks was expected here, and as far as the changes on the world side, we will move to a burdensome level of soybean supplies for new crop on the world side. And for wheat, yes, we've got some minor changes for old crop. New crop doesn't really look to be much different as far as that goes. If you have any questions about this report, what it means for markets, how to market with this new information, feel free to give Allendale a call here, 1-800-262-7538.